When you're feeling bored with nothing to do, why don't you join us for an adventure or two? There'll be hijinks and laughs and story time too. So join in the fun with Mirabelle, me and you.
Hey fans and friends, boys and girls, how are you today? Are you having a fun 2021? Well, welcome back to our second story time of the new year, and we have a really fun book we're going to read today. It is by our friend on Facebook, Laura Numeroff, and it is one of her books called Sherman Crunchley. And I am so excited to read this book. I think you're gonna really like it too. So, you know the first thing we have to do, we have to call Mirabelle and see if we can get her to come over. So I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Help me call. Hey, Mirabelle. Mirabelle. Where are you, Mirabelle? Are you gonna come for story time? I don't know where she is. Help me call again. Oh, there she is. What did she have with her? Did you bring something special for me for this story time? Well, thank you, Miss Mirabelle. Do you guys know what this is? It's a hat. And I'm gonna wear it for story time because it's all about Sherman Crunchley. Are you ready? I think this is gonna be a fun story to read. All right, let's see. Sherman Crunchley was a police officer. His great, you get the idea, grandfather was the first ever chief of police in Biscuit City. A Crunchley had been the chief of police ever since, including Sherman's great-grandmother, Weasadell Crunchley, Kirby Crunchy. Sherman's father was the current chief. In a month, when his father retired, Sherman was in his line to take his place. That's pretty cool. But Sherman hated being a police officer. He only did it because it was expected of him. Sherman's problem was that he was too nice. He couldn't bear to say no to anyone or anything. I know what that's like. When somebody pleaded, "Please don't give me a parking ticket," he would say, "Well, okay," and look the other way. Well, that was awfully nice of Sherman, wasn't it? Oh, I forgot to show you the page. If he had to break up a fight, he would run in with a box of donuts and yell, "Free snacks!" Oh, you like snacks, don't you? Yes, to distract everyone. I would think that would stop a fight. He ended up doing all the boring paperwork at the office because he was the only one who never said no to the sergeant. Sherman really didn't enjoy anything about his job except maybe the hat. Oh, I think this is a good time. Oh, I have a fedora. Sherman loved all kinds of hats. He had so many hats, he hardly had room for anything else. At the end of every miserable day, Sherman made himself feel better by trying on his hats. One evening when Sherman was trying on his sombrero, his mother phoned. She was planning a retirement party for his father. "Will you be in charge of party favors?" she asked. Sherman said yes, because he couldn't say no. But he was going to have to tell his father he didn't want to be the chief of police. Oh, where'd you go, Miss Mirabelle? That meant having to say no, and somehow he had to do it before the party. I know, I think it's time to put on our newsboy. He decided to go to the library for help. Sherman found the perfect book, How to Say No. When he got home, Sherman realized it was a book about how to say no in foreign languages. He read it anyway. By the time he finished, he could say no in Japanese, Spanish, French, and several languages he had never even heard of. But he still couldn't say no to his father. Nine, net, non. That's a lot of different languages to learn. You know what? I think it's time to switch to our bowler hat. That night, Sherman couldn't sleep. While he was watching the late, You get the idea, show. He saw a commercial. It was a video called Must Say No. He ordered it with special next day delivery. Do you think, oh, did you go to look in the mail? Did it come yet for Sherman? No? You know what I think it's time to do? What is it time to do? On our hunting cap. When it arrived, Sherman ripped open, are you trying to look and say hi to the kids? Sherman ripped open the box. The video was how to raise snails. They sent him the wrong tape. He called the number on the box to complain. A nice lady said, "Hello. Were you pleased with your tape, sir?" Sherman said yes and hung up. He wasn't really pleased. The party was coming up soon and Sherman was growing more and more upset. When Sherman got upset, he liked to buy a new hat. And he looked through the newspapers to see if there were any hats on sale. On the last page, he saw an ad that made him very excited. Want to lose weight? Are you afraid of the dark? Oh, you are. Are you afraid of the dark? See me, Professor Hambone, world's greatest hypnotist. That was it. If Sherman got hypnotized, he'd be able to tell his father. Oh, yes, you are enjoying this book, I can tell, Miss Mirabelle. You know what? I think it's time to put on our French beret. Oh, do you like my French beret, Miss Mirabelle? Do you think we're going somewhere? Sherman called Professor Hambone. The professor told him to come over right away. When he knocked on Professor Hambone's door, a small dog wearing a big turban answered. "Nice hat," said Sherman. Then he told Hambone his problem. "I can help you," said Professor Hambone. He sat Sherman down in a chair and swung a gold dog tag slowly in front of Sherman's eyes. "Are you getting sleepy?" he said. Oh, wait, hello, Miss Mirabelle, wake up. Did you fall asleep? When you wake up, you will say, "No, I don't want to be the chief of police," Professor Hambone told Sherman. Then he tapped Sherman on the shoulder. Oh, I think I'm going to have to do this one hatless. Miss Mirabelle seems to like that beret for some reason. Sherman woke up. "I don't want to be the thief of the fleas," he said. Oh, that doesn't... You are so silly, Miss Mirabelle. Oh, that's right. Your name, did you know Miss Mirabelle's name comes from the French? I know. Thank you, Miss Mirabelle. Well, maybe I'll put it on for just a little bit more since you like that so much. The professor tried again. When Sherman woke up, he said, "I don't want to be the chief of slow geese." Oh, that doesn't sound right. One more time, Professor Hambone, bringing out his special crystal. This time, Sherman said, "I don't want to be the beef or the cheese." Does that sound right? No. Do you like beef and cheese? Yes, I know that. "I give up," said Professor Hambone. Sherman gave up too. It looked as if he was going to be Biscuit City's next chief of police after all. Oh, I know, poor Sherman. He's not excited about that at all. Would you guys like to see that page? It's very, oh, Miss Mirabelle, those boys and girls can't see the page. No. Are you looking at those boys and girls? Oh, I think it's time to put on our Scottish hat. At home, there was a message from his mother reminding him that the party was in 2 days. Sherman sighed and got to work on the party favors. He had decided to make everyone a different kind of hat. Even though he had fun creating them, Sherman was heartbroken. Then, as he was decorating a hat, he had an idea. A wild, crazy idea. But could he do it? Would he be able to pull it off? I don't know. Let's see. Should we try our magic trick of a hat? Okay. Oh, we have our racing hat on now, don't we? The night of the party, Sherman was really nervous. He watched while everyone danced and admired one another's party hats. Finally, it came time for Sherman's father to pass the Biscuit City Chief of Police badge on to his son. Sherman's mother said, "Please find your seat by looking at the place card Sherman made, and look at all those fun hats." I know. Let's see. Oh, I think I better change one more time. Everyone sat down. Sherman's father looked around the table. Sherman, is this some kind of joke? He demanded. Sherman stood up slowly. I have a confession to make, he mumbled. I don't like being a police officer. I never have. I just couldn't say no. The crowd gasped. His mother fainted. Oh no. Sherman waited for his father to start yelling. Do you think his father's going to yell? No, I don't think so. Well, we don't know. Let's see. But his father began laughing instead. He laughed, and well, you get the idea. I have a confession too, son, he said. I don't really want to retire. I was only doing it because I thought you wanted to be the chief of police. And how could I say no to you? Sherman heaved a big sigh of relief. Miss Mirabelle, what are you doing? I guess you're the new old chief of police, he said. Hip, hip, hooray, Cousin Dudley shouted. Everyone cheered, including Sherman's mother. Would you like a job in the cafeteria? His father asked. Sherman thought for a second. No, thank you, he answered. You would like a job in the cafeteria. You would eat all the food. Well, his father replied. Then what are you going to do, Sherman? His mother asked. Oh, I'm sure I'll figure out something, said Sherman. I put my favorite hat on for this fun ending. Sherman's House of Hats. Do you think this is too fancy for me? No. Do you mind if I borrow it? No. Do you ever miss police work? No. That was really fun, Miss Mirabelle. I think you need a hat for our ending, Miss Mirabelle. Does that fit your hat? Oh, no, you're gonna eat a hat, I think. Well, everyone, I am so glad you came for our story time. And thank you, Laura, for the beautiful book we got to read today. So remember, if you're feeling bored with nothing to do, come join us for an adventure or two. There'll be hijinks and laughs and story time too. So come join Mirabelle, ow, me and you. Bye, everyone. Bye. See you soon.